Hi everybody, this is OskarLevsky with Divine Healing. Here we are, beautiful sunny day in Long Beach, California. How do you like my new studio? This is my favorite place to be. I stop by after work every day. Just like most of you, I do have a regular job and I also have a second job on the weekends. But I do want to stop by here and spend some time and focus on what is really important. Because what's really important is on my heart, and that's divine healing. And the way we're gonna continue this beautiful life here, if we win. If we don't win, we're in big trouble. But I want to cover a topic today. It's going to be the same topic as last week. It's going to be detoxify. Long time ago, about 15 years ago, I was in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I used to have my own store. It was a store called Organic Baby. It was one of the most successful retail operations in the Scottsdale Fashion Square. And in the store, I had lots of products that change lives for pregnant mothers and babies. And one of the best-selling books in the store was Detoxify. Detoxification is the most important part of the healing process. If you detoxify properly, you will be able to give a birth to a healthy child. And not about the child only, but it also, if you detoxify, you're gonna be able to conquer any disease that is impacting and negatively impacting your life. Detoxify is the topic we're going to cover in the next few weeks. We're going to record not more than 10-15 minutes of video blogs like this one over the next few weeks, and we'll try to cover everything, but we're not going to do it in one big long video, but we're going to do 10-15 minute segments, because I don't want this to be overwhelming, and already it is, because the topic is so important, but it's also so complicated. We're going to try to simplify it on a kindergarten level, because that's the only way I do write about it. And one of the most important topics in my books, it's about detoxification and proper healing. And then the people that buy my books, they usually criticize me, like, why you're so straightforward? Why don't you explain everything in details? Why don't you write down in hundreds and hundreds of pages? Well, that's not my goal. My goal is that you read the books, and in about 2 hours you already know what to do. Okay, so that's what I think is important. That means I provide links, though, all the scientific studies and all the publications, everything is linked, so you can click on the links and you can study as much as you want, thousands and thousands of pages, but who has time for that, okay? So we're going to try to make this very short, very simple and straightforward. The topic is detoxification.
In terms of the latest variant, scientists are sounding a new alarm and warning people that the latest variant of COVID might lead to a global heart failure pandemic, meaning that if all of a sudden you see people falling left and right due to heart failure, well, it's definitely not what you think it is. It's actually the latest variant of COVID-19.
Like for many others, the past few years were very, very difficult. 2021, 22, and 23 are years to remember. I lost my mother. Her healthy spirit left her sick body. And she's with the eternal spirit right now. She's with God. And probably watching, and just to make it less painful for everybody, we all suffered. I did not get the shots, not because I was extremely smart or something, but because 15 years ago I already knew all about detoxification, and that I don't want to put anything in my body that's experimental. But however, I was forced to take not one, but 48 shots. I call them shots. They were nostril swabs, but that was the only way I could keep my job. If you think that the only way to introduce vaccines is through injections, you're quite behind. Those immune interventions can be done through the air, through the food, all kinds of through the nasal membranes during nasal swabs. There's multiple vectors how they can be applied, and I had to do it because if not, I was about to lose my job. How that impacted my life and my health, it was horrific. It was horrific. I spent the past 24 months detoxifying myself, my body. As you can see, getting close to the age of 60. I'm in pretty good shape. I still have a few more pages to turn, but I already want to share with you that detoxification is the only way forward, and there is a way to do it. As I learned 15 years ago, to detoxify your body is not that complicated. There's a product called Detoxamine. Detoxamine is the product I was introduced 15 years ago when I was in Scottsdale, Arizona. Detoxamine is the product that I'm using today, and that usually takes about a week of detoxification. Then for the next 3 weeks, I'm rebuilding my cardiovascular system. So 1 week of detoxification of my cardiovascular system, and then 3 weeks of rebuilding. It's amazing. It's amazing. What they have come up with, an amazing technology. It was never meant to be used for negative purposes. It was designed to make a difference in people's lives, and it got in the hands of some really, really evil people, and they used it against us. However, there's a way out of this, and I'm ready to share with you. Love you very much. We'll see you in the next segment.
Pretty accurate. First off, let me say that Bruce Patterson, who's a pathologist who runs Incel DX, has contributed greatly on this, and I want to credit him, former academic pathologist at Stanford in Northwestern. But Bruce has shown after severe infection, the S1 segment, the outer segment of the spike protein, is in human cells up to 15 months. That's as long as he measured it. They may be in the body forever because the protein is very unnatural. It comes out of the Wuhan Institute of Virology, the Chinese biological laboratory, and the protein looks like it's not broken down by human enzymes. So Bruce Patterson showed that, published it. Then now he's published with the vaccine, one gets the full length spike protein, the S1 and the S2 segment, because there's no mucosal defense to in a sense, have receptor mediated catabolism of the spike protein. And now clinically what we do is we indirectly assess the spike protein by measuring the antibodies. So with the LabCorp extended range assay, which I use in my practice, for someone who just had the infection, the relative units could be 100, 200, 300, maybe 400, 600 at the most. With the vaccine, David, the number's coming out like 20,000.
That's just for the first dose, the original
Yeah,
classic?
that's just with the first primary series, then with each booster. Then a paper just broke the last few months by Brogna and colleagues. 2 more supportive papers have shown this, that people who take the vaccine, David, they have vaccine spike protein, which can be identified by mass spec because it's the full-length spike protein. And Moderna and Pfizer decided to insert 2 proline residues to hold it open in the pre-fusion conformation. This is like a protein that's like a spear, and it circulates in the bloodstream and been found in these studies to be in the bloodstream, David, 6 months after the shots. So you take a shot, you have this protein, this very dangerous and potentially lethal protein circulating in the blood for 6 months. Then you take another shot, and then you get a booster of more of this circulatory protein. No wonder people are having heart attacks, cardiac arrests, blood clots, brain damage, stroke, because this protein is not supposed to be in the blood, and there it is.
Now, last year in October last year, 2022, sorry. I was in overseas to see my mother, my father, my family. I'm getting close to 60, they're in their 80s. It was important that I spend some time with them. Well, guess what? All three of us in October 2022, we got COVID. That was my second or third time exposed to the deadly virus. I say deadly because some people die right away, some people die months and years later, so it's deadly. All of us got exposed to COVID, and I was knocked out for 2 weeks. My father was knocked out for a month, and my mother had no symptoms. However, my mother is dead now. So we did focus helping my father first and taking him to doctor's appointments and hospital visits, but at the same time he was very humble and listened to my advice, and we put him on with his doctor. We put him on his doctor's recommendation. We put him on an ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine. That probably saved his life. He recovered in about a month. I recovered about in 2 weeks. My mother, she refused. She refused any intervention with ivermectin or hydroxychloroquine. She didn't follow any of those alternative recommendations by her doctors, and she refused to take any of those. But we were not concerned at the time because she had no symptoms. Her symptom was so mild that we just thought, okay, we're gonna lose my father, and let's make sure that he survives this. And we ended up losing my mother because without symptoms, she did not look that sick. Basically, having no symptoms, man, that actually is a bad sign because that means her immune system was suppressed or maybe even disabled, and she was not reacting to the exposure of the virus slash the spike protein that carries the proteins, the poisons. My mother, healthy spirit, left her sick body, and she's now with the Lord. She's together with the everlasting, the eternal Spirit of God.
If you go to the current U.S. government documents, you find that there are 64 registered toxins and pathogens that are currently in development, just like SARS coronavirus. We still are having debates about whether it's a good or a bad vaccine. It is a biological weapon created at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, unambiguously stated as such. Not my words, their words.
And my father is good. He's alone. He doesn't have a partner anymore in his life. I don't have a mother anymore here on earth. But I just wanted to make sure that if you think I'm perfectly healthy and I have no symptoms and I'm perfectly fine, don't fool yourself. That means your system, your immune system, might be silent, even disabled. On the other hand, if you have a reaction by your immune system that's overwhelming, then you might be in big trouble, even bigger trouble. Okay, so you want to have a functional immune system that is not overreacting and is not underreacting. And how you do that? You have to detoxify your body. You have to detoxify your body during the infection, after the infection, prior to the infection, during the infection, after the infection. You do that for a week, and then you rebuild, your functions, your immune functions, but for the next 3 weeks. And then you do it again. 1 week detoxification, 3 weeks repair, rebuild, restore. The only way forward is repair, rebuild, restore after detoxification. Now, the part of the repair, most people jumped into the repair, restore, rebuild, taking what's necessary, but to get to that level, first you have to detoxify. And I have no recommendations. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm just telling you what I did for myself, just like I did before for myself during my history with diabetes, and also during my son's history with Crohn's disease. What is really important here is choosing the truth. I used to be a diabetic, so first thing I had to detoxify was sugar, carbs. Okay, my son had Crohn's disease. he had to detoxify detoxify from carbs, from sugar, and to rebuild his microbiome, his intestinal balance, using probiotics, prebiotics, and foods that are overwhelmingly helpful to rebuild your biome in your guts. Now, when it comes to COVID, it's a detoxification too, but it also includes heavy metals, because the technology they have installed in us through the nasal membranes. I received 48 swabs through my nasal membranes. God knows what was inside them. God knows what was inside them. 48 times, that's just unbelievable. And then some of you got 1, 2, or 3 shots. Doesn't matter, the effect is the same. You've been installed with a technology that is not of this world. Okay. However, it's electric, it's metallic, and you have to get it out through detoxification of heavy metals and all metals, including calcium, which is actually a good thing. If you have any heart conditions and you have plaque buildup in your arteries and heart, removing the calcium, you're extending your lifespan, because calcium and any other metals do not belong in your bloodstream. They do not belong in the heart. That's why I want you to start your research. Okay, don't buy any products right now. Just go and start your research. Go to heartdetoxify.com or go to heartrebuild.com and start your journey. You need to learn before you buy any products, you start any detoxification. The knowledge is what keep people in a frozen fear state. When you don't know what you're dealing with and you don't know how to deal with it, then you have fear. And they love these guys that were pushing this technology. They know that when you have fear, that's how they destroy your immune system, because once you have fear, that means your liver is pumping lots of glucose. It's from the glycogen deposits, and to deal with the stress, with the fear. So fear mongering is the worst possible. That's the stress to your body. So now you have lots of glucose flowing through your blood. So what happens next? The pancreas kicks in. Okay, the pancreas kicks in, and then you have lots of insulin in your bloodstream. Now, a lot of sugar, a lot of glucose, a lot of pancreas. What happens? Well, the sugar, the glucose binds to the proteins, binds to the hemoglobin, which transports oxygen, and then the oxygen is glycated. That's how you get your A1 score for diabetes, and that's when A1 score shows you how much damaged hemoglobin you have in your bloodstream. That's how they measure. They said your A1C is 6 or 7 or 9. When I was diabetic, it was over 9. I think it was 9.2 when I measured it. Probably was higher, but I didn't measure it. I almost went to diabetic coma. Now, it doesn't matter. It works the same way. The formation of glycated proteins. The glucose binds to the proteins and forms those advanced glycation end products called AGE. Those are the most harmful substances in your bloodstream. Okay, so you don't want to. You have to stop sugar and carbs. You have to stop that if you want to reverse and clean your body. And then you do a detox. You remove. Now, to detoxify from heavy metals and other metals in the body, including calcium, that is covering your blood vessels and your heart and is causing all kinds of problems. There is a buildup of metals and you can find those in many organs, but first in your heart and your cardiovascular system, where it's then distributed all over the body. There's many ways of detoxifying heavy metals. This is not the only one that I know. You can follow Adriana Love, Dr. Adriana Love protocol, and you can find some more gentle ways of detoxifying heavy metals. She will be using like borax and alpha, and I don't know, maybe Italian parsley and some oils. There's a much more gentle way to do that, but I needed a way that I can do this efficiently in a very short period of time, because I was concerned about my well-being. Being diabetic, I was at a high grade risk to develop some complications. So I used detoxamine because I knew about it 15 years ago when I was dealing with toxicity in the not just heavy metals, but toxicity in general. Okay. Now, once again, that's there are make sure if you're doing it without detoxamine, you have to go the green way. Everything that comes on your table should come from green garden, green pastures, and green orchards. Okay, everything has to be alive, has to have lots of enzymes. The enzymes is what break down the proteins. The enzymes what break down and detoxify metals too. So you want lots of Italian parsley, you want alfalfa, you want green algae, whatever. Everything green is going to be good for you, is going to help you get rid of the toxins of your body. Okay, green pastures, green gardens, and green orchards, that's where the food comes from. Anything else is not food. You either eat greens or you eat the, which is from green pastures, green orchards, and green gardens. So you either eat the greens or you eat the animals that go on pasture. So pasture-raised animals eat greens. That's okay. That's what the Bible says. You can have greens and you can have beef, lamb, mutton, goats, all these bison, elk. As long as they eat grass, you're fine. That will benefit you, okay? But you don't want to eat any other kind of meat unless it's pasture-raised, grass-fed meat. Now, greens and those proteins that come from the animals that eat greens, they bring healing to your body, okay? You already know this if you read it on my books, okay? Green gardens, green pastures, green orchards, that's where the live food comes from, that's where the enzymes come from, that's where the healing properties are hidden, and that's how you change your life, okay? And at the age of 60, you will be able to have the energy to continue for another 60, hopefully, right? Now, detoxamine, on the other hand, does this quickly. I use detoxamine 3 times during the week, every other night, and it's not an oral supplement. Okay, so don't expect this to be some cheap stuff. This has been in the market for 20, 30 years, and it's being tested in medical in the medical field over and over around the world. So it works. Okay, I'm not here to convince you to use it. I'm telling you just what I'm doing to get rid of the metals in my body. Now, you're gonna feel the difference after the first month. After the 1 week of detoxification, then you follow with 3 weeks of rebuild, restore, and then you do it one more time the next month. So your body is gonna start getting rid of those toxic deposits, and you're gonna start feeling better right away because the mitochondrial functions in your cells gonna be positively impacted right away. So you're gonna have an extra amount of energy after the first week of detoxification. Now, if you want to go the green way, I highly recommend. Please do. That's probably the godly way, the best way to do. But if you were like me and you have to work and you have no time and you want to have results right away, I would go with detoxamine. Simply go to heartdetoxify.com or go to the other side, which is heartrebuild.com. At checkout, put the code Aging Solution and receive 30% discount at checkout. Put that code, you receive 30% discount, and I receive 5% commission for mentioning in my video vlog today. I have a regular job. I'm not dependent on your purchases. I love very much that you do that for yourself, also to help me make a even better videos in the very near future. I'm gonna try to keep this video short, 10-15 minutes. I'll see you in a few days. I love you very much. Stay in touch and do not hesitate to email me. Simply go to, let's say, what would be the best address to go? Healing prayer requests at gmail.com. Healing prayer requests at gmail.com. Every day, if I'm not recording a video, I go to after work. After I put my 9 hours to work, I stop by the church nearby, which is a Greek Orthodox church, and I pray with my people. I say people. Everybody who needs a prayer, please email me. We'll pray together. I'll find time after work. I'll stop at the church. We're gonna do divine healing prayers. Okay, that's very important. If you need if you have don't call me for something small. Okay, you gotta have some serious problem that you want God intervention. Please do that. I'll find time after work. We'll stop by. We're gonna be on a video conference call together, and in about 15-30 minutes together, I'll save an appointment for you. This is totally free. I do this for God and for humanity. This is nothing to do. You don't put any money in that. We just want to praise God how powerful He is and how He can make a difference in people's lives. The results in the past few months were simply amazing. I'm not publishing any of those intimate moments, and absolutely I will not publish any of your intimate moments with God, but I'm telling you, the glory is all yours. Love you and see you soon. Bye-bye.